I make this request? Because sometimes when people talk about the workplace, that's out of bounds, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we've been talking about it, your workplace, and you even named it. I'm not sure if you get in trouble if I were to ask you to feature this conversation, which is like really juicy, and I'd love for my followers to have access, but I wouldn't do it unless I had permission.
Yeah.
And even that, I'd want to first of all have the caveat of saying, is this something that is okay in your work context? If you're if I were to like post our time together in a conversation, because it's not like you've been talking anything bad about your workplace or that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable? Because I would love for you to say no if you're like, oh, I'm nervous about that.
I'm comfortable.
You're comfortable with it? Okay. Because I mean, I have more questions still for you, but let me get you at least maybe. This is what I call my consent form. The pen is up top there. Just have a quick look at that and make sure that that is something that you're okay with. Again, my dear, if you are uncomfortable, I do honor a no answer too, okay? I just wanted you to know that too. I'll give you a moment there.
Just leaving it.
Yeah, for sure. Take your time.
And this is just to do what? To like.
So, I'll leave you my card as well. On my social platforms, I have TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, where I share with permission lots of my video content of the ways I connect with people and the kind of conversations we have. They find it really inspiring, especially by way of saying, wow, I love how you're able to connect with people in a really genuine, organic way, and I'd like to be able to do the same. And so they watch my content primarily to say, how can I grow my ability? How can I be inspired to like go and do likewise? Especially with the theme of kindness, which I sort of champion on my platform. And that's the basic gist of what I'm asking there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now again, my dear, please do, if you have any hesitation, I do value that no answer as well. I don't want you to feel compelled.
Oh, no.
Good, okay.
And this is just so you can,
This is like, the back is just scrap paper.
Oh, okay.
But this is like, sort of legal permission that I'm asking for to say, hey, I can use your picture, your image, for example, online, or your voice, or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just as a way of saying, I want to make sure I'm accounting for your privacy if that is of concern to you, that we're not going to go through with this. But with you saying, yeah, this is okay, it means that you're okay with me sort of like posting on my platform our time together, you know?
Yeah, like I don't mind posting on the other platform about our time together.
Okay. The question I wanted to ask you, especially as you're planning your future, maybe in social work, was what's the thing that draws you to that you're like, I want to make sure I'm investing in this here. This is important to me. Yeah, for sure. Today's the 25th, by the way.
Pardon me?
25th today, if you're also thinking of a date.
Start this again. I totally messed up.
That's okay, dear. It's not a big deal at all.
Yeah, but what was the question again?
Like, what was it that drew you to social work?
I always said as a kid that I wanted to do social work.
Yeah.
Like, but I used to be like, because I didn't really fully understand what the job was entailed.
Sure, yeah.
So I used to just be like, oh, I'm gonna take away people's kids. But
right.
now that like I actually have like a better understanding, I feel like it draws to me because it fits my personality, like, and who I am as a person. I love kids. I love holding conversation. I could hold conversation with adults, anyone, and the fact that I can connect with people on like a deeper level. I feel it could be a good fit, and the fact that like not everyone has like an outlet or like a supporting person that's able to like talk to them or like give them like, or just to be there while they go through certain things. It would be nice for me to be a part of something like that. It's
the kind of career that is also very energy investive too,
yes.
right?
And I do, and I'm like, I have high energy. Like,
yeah,
I'm always up for to do stuff.
I think one of the things that it seems like they're doing that I appreciate is accounting for training in saying how can we help our students to grow in their ability to also do self-care.
Yeah.
Because that's like an element that...
Yeah, self-care, I know, it's a really big thing.
Yeah.
I always try to pride myself in self-care. Like, if it's just like even taking a moment to like reevaluate the day, see how I'm feeling, how anything made me feel emotionally, physically, and like take deep breaths always, or like even just like taking a long shower, doing a face mask, or something that's for myself. To like, cause at the end of the day, like they say, put on your oxygen mask before you can put on someone else's.
Right. Yeah, that's a powerful one. I was just with my group of friends who are also like business collaborators this morning. We're just talking about some of our goals that we're trying to aim for and so on. And they were holding me accountable because in some ways I do really well on the self-care front. Like I've got a really good mental space that I keep, you know, with reference to myself, how I see myself, what I'm aiming for. But where I really am not doing so well is physically how I look after myself. And it came out when I was like, interesting observation how most of my close friends are often saying something like, Biniam, are you getting enough sleep? And that's the main thing that most of those who know me really well are like touching base on, saying, hey Biniam, like, how are you doing for rest? And they said, interesting observation, Biniam. Is there neglect going on there? I'm like,
yeah,
I may need to work on that. So I take shortcuts physically because I can. And so I'm in a season now where I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I want to be able to sort of address that and say, what does it look like for me to make some better choices now going forward that reflect how I want to honor my body by way of self-care.
Yeah.
My mental zone is amazing.
Yeah.
My other area, there's one other area that I think I'm doing really well at. Like relationally, yes. Like relationally, I have really rigorous implementation of my boundaries, right? Where I'm able to communicate really well and ask for what I need and all those kind of things. So relationally, I'm doing really well with friends and so on. But when it comes to my physical, I'm like, oh, I'll cut corners. So what I realized, and I'm having to like apply myself the next couple of weeks before we meet again, is what does it look like now for me to like reverse that? Where I would say my number one priority would be, if I need sleep, how do I like put that as my number one thing that I'm booking into my calendar, into my schedule before anything else? Because it was an epiphany for me where I was like, the way I treat sleep will enable me to be successful in so many other things that I feel are important, right?
I think I'm the opposite. I sleep too much.
Oh, I see. And here's the thing.
I need to like wake up and be more productive. But it's hard because like for me it's like, cause I used to work mornings and then it was easier because I worked at 5 o'clock in the morning and then I'll be off at 1 and then go home and then maybe take a nap and be productive.
Sure.
But now that I work until like start at 12 and I'm there till 8:30 in the morning, I don't want to get up. Like I just want to sleep in. Right? But now I'm just like, maybe I should like, you know, maybe it is nice to like wake up a little bit earlier, eat breakfast, because I never eat breakfast. So that's one thing I know I need to like definitely start doing. Because they do say breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
I've heard.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just like, it's not something that like gets to me. Like if I'm hungry, I will eat, but like the breakfast part is not my cup of tea.
You're got it. Yeah, and part of this, like all these conversations for me, what it does do is kind of locks me into that accountability zone where I'm like, all right, I acknowledge that this is what I need to do, but now I know I'm going to be asked by my friends, and so I better get on it, you know, because I mean, I do value the input of others who are on the same pathway with you, helping you like progress, you know. And so yeah, that's what I really appreciate about that dynamic, and saying, okay, I can acknowledge it makes sense, but what does it look like now for me to walk into that zone of attending to these things that are necessary?
Yeah.
You know that feeling when you hear the there it is. Okay, I see it.
Oh, but you don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, where are they coming from? But I think he's going to be able to find his way around, so that's okay. Yeah, you hear it, and everyone's like, where should I look? Do you know where this song is from?
This song?
Yeah.
No.
It's a cover, but it's from that movie, The Greatest Showman in the World. No, The Greatest Showman is what it's called.
I never watched that movie.
So good. So good.
Is it?
Oh, so good. So good. I love I like the ideals that they're expressing in the storyline. So good, yeah. About toleration of different perspectives and how to be able to take people who look different
Have you
from
watched Hamlet?
Hamlet?
Is it Hamilton?
Hamilton is epic.
My brother said, I never watched. He keeps telling me I need to watch it. He said it is out of the world. He even has the playlist on his phone. Like,
here's the thing. I love musicals, which is unusual for guys. I love musicals. That's a musical that is so contemporary because it mixes so many blends of different music genres inside of it, and